I'm going to show you how I'm going to attempt to fix this little box. And this is a little like waterfall sound box that I like having in my room to sleep with. And it's gotten to the point where this little power button just doesn't turn it on reliably. And a lot of times I have to push this button a half a dozen times and it's getting worse and worse. And I either need to try to fix it or replace it. So let's see if we can open this thing up. And let me show you how I'm going to attempt to repair this. So I'm hoping that this thing's not just glued together. And I'm hoping that underneath these little rubber pads here are some screws that hold it together. Because there's no other visible screws. And if not, yes, Phillips head screw down in there. And thankfully, they didn't do like that ridiculous Bose speaker that had tamper-proof Torx screws, so you couldn't even open the thing up without having to go buy a special tool. So let's pull these 4 pads off. And I think this is going to be a pretty simple fix. Okay, get a screwdriver that'll fit down in this hole, and wow, they're tight. Here we go, though. Feels like it'd be pretty easy to strip the screws, so make sure, like I'm using like a pair of pliers on this screwdriver. It'll fit down there, push down. So you hear it pop. And the way I look at products like this, you can't break something that's broken. So either I'm going to be able to fix it, or I'm just going to throw it away and buy a new one. And I hate putting stuff in landfills that could possibly have a simple fix. It's gotten really irritating when I go to bed and get ready to go to sleep that this stupid little box won't turn on. Okay. So we got the screws out, and there we go. Got a speaker and a little board, and it looks like it's got some foam right here that we can just go like that, and then we can pull this little board out, and hopefully it's what I'm thinking. Okay, it's actually got little switches. I was thinking it might have a little touchpad, but that's not the case. So, what it looks like I'm going to try here is I've got some deoxit. Let me go grab that and let me spray this down while I operate these little switches. Okay, and so let me see which one is the power one. This looks like it's on this far end. And I tried to unplug that. It was really tight, so I'm just going to leave that alone. And I'm going to come in here and just spray some deoxit at all these switches. And I'll spray a little bit in the back too. Like I said, flood those things pretty good, and then like just operate the switch. And hopefully, if there's any like corrosion or some other kind of oxidation that's keeping that little switch from working, but spraying some deoxit in it is going to make it happy. I'm just going to get a towel and kind of sop up the excess of deoxit that got sprayed on it. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a magnifying glass and look at these little solder joints and make sure that they're still making a good connection. And honestly, it might be easier just to heat up my soldering iron and just reflow those solder joints. And while that's happening, I'm going to pop this little piece out here and just look at this and see if there's any problem with this piece. But it all looks good. I don't see anything like the rubber isn't worn out or anything. So this should be working. So that I don't think is the problem. So we'll just drop that little rubber strip of buttons back down in there. And my soldering iron's warmed back up. Let's flip this over. Get a nice clean tip. And just put a nice little fresh solder bead on where these pins connect to this board, because I've seen that happen in the past working on PC board stuff, where things, especially like where switches or a connector hooks up to a board, that the solder joint cracks right around where the pin solders to the board and it loses its connection intermittently. So soldered all those up. And honestly, this isn't something that I'm going to invest a lot of time or effort into. If this doesn't fix this thing, then yeah, it's going to just go into the dumpster. So get the board to slide back into its little place. And holding that in, see if these switches sound like they're working. Yep. And let's put the bottom cover back on. And then we'll power this guy up and see what this thing works like. Again, this is one of those things where we're not going to spend a lot of time or effort trying to fix it. I can't remember what I paid for this thing, but I don't think it was very expensive. And it's definitely not worth spending extraordinary amounts of time trying to repair, because other than that power on off switch, the rest of the little box seems to work fine. So, you know, maybe yours might have a different switch that's acting, you know, not cooperative than the one that I've got. And so, yeah, let's hope this makes this little unit happy again, and then it won't frustrate me while I'm trying to go to sleep or getting ready for bed. So let me run upstairs and grab the little power brick and see if we fix this guy. And if not, maybe we'll smash it with a hammer. Okay. So we plug the guy back in. We're ready to test it, but before we do, I want to show it the hammer. If you don't work, you're going to get smashed. So maybe a little threat of violence will make it cooperate. Let's see what happens. Look at that. First button. That works. Volume. Yep, all the buttons work. I'm not going to mess with those because I like this waterfall sound, but yeah, before I'd have to push this about 5 or 6 times, and now it looks like it just comes on every time. So yay, we fixed our little box and kept it out of the landfill. and I'll be able to just push the button once when I get ready to go to bed. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. Please like the video. And until next time, have a nice day.